Hello, I'm Dr. Teresa Ryan, and I am the Programme Coordinator for the postgraduate programmes here at the School of Tourism and Hospitality Management at TU Dublin. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about our postgraduate programmes. So the School of Tourism and Hospitality Management has long been recognised as a centre of excellence in education in the areas of hospitality, sports and leisure, tourism and event. And we have a range of programmes both at undergraduate and postgraduate level. In particular, we have 3 postgraduate programmes that I'm going to talk to you about today. We're based in the university's Grangegorman campus, our newest campus, which is very close to the vibrant city centre with very good transport links. And we're also part of the Faculty of Arts and Humanities. So that means that our programme benefit from a very rich interdisciplinary approach, which combines academic rigour as well as industry insight, something that's really important to our programmes. So we have 3 postgraduate programmes, a Masters of Science in Hospitality Management, a Masters of Science in Event Management, and a Masters of Science in Tourism Management. So the tourism, hospitality and events sectors are very vibrant sectors that have experienced tremendous growth, and they offer huge opportunity for career development. So we've designed these programmes to meet the needs of this very diverse, very vibrant industry. And we've shaped the programmes to fulfil the needs that you'll have in order to have a successful career in this area. So just to give you a little bit of detail about the programmes, we have 2 intakes per year in September and in January, and we offer a 1-year full-time and a 2-year part-time on each of those programmes. We've 6 taught modules and a dissertation, and Zine is going to talk to you a little bit more about those later on in the presentation. So these provide a really comprehensive and practical learning experience. So you'll have a range of skills, knowledge and know-how when you complete the programme. So our programmes are designed as conversion programmes. That means that you can apply regardless of what discipline area you're coming from. Your minimum requirement is an honours degree at a minimum of 2.2 or higher. If you don't have an honours degree, you may still be eligible to apply using our recognition of prior learning process, which recognises work experience with other types of learning. For non-native English speakers, we also need proof of English proficiency. So IELTS of a 6.5 with no band lower than 6 is required, or equivalent qualification. So our aims in our programmes are multifaceted, but primarily we want to empower you to be successful in your career within tourism, event or hospitality. So we're designing these programs to provide a really strong foundation of both core and transferable skills. So we want to provide you with strategic thinking skills, the ability to critically analyse, leadership skills, as well as problem solving skills. All of these are designed not just to meet the needs of the specific skills of the industry, but also to give you a skills base that will benefit you beyond your employment as well as within it. So what can you expect when you join us at TU Dublin? Well, you can expect a very immersive learning experience. So for our full-time programmes, we have 3 days of interactive lectures per week. Part-time students can decide how many hours they attend and what modules they attend as long as they've completed within the 2 years. Our lectures are scheduled between 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. During the week, and we have a dynamic mix of in-class sessions, teaching blocks, site visits, field trips, etc., all designed to give you a really multi-layered experience. There's lots of opportunities built in for self-directed learning, for you to undertake research through your dissertation, all again to give you an opportunity to deepen your learning and to develop your skills in your chosen area. So how are the modules assessed? Well, we use a mix of exams, but also of assessment. And our assessment are authentic and innovative assessment. Linked to industry and industry insight is core to our programs. So these are assessments that are based on real world programs. And very often you'll be involved in projects where you're working directly with industry, within group works, etc. Again, all designed to give you this, build your confidence and build your skills and knowledge base also. So what are your career opportunities? Well, your career opportunities are really diverse and exciting. We've had graduates go on to work at both a national and international level. Some have stepped into management positions in leading hotels, tourism organisations, cultural institutions. Others have become festival and event organisers, policymakers, destination management experts and consultants, and others still have gone on to get involved in lecturing or to take part in research, all with important roles that are helped to shape the future of tourism, event and hospitality. But you don't need to take my word about the career opportunities. I'm going to pass you over to Dr. Bernadette Quinn now, who's going to talk to one of our graduates, Sophie Goff, about her experience here at the School of Tourism and Hospitality Management and how it has impacted on her career.
Sophie, lovely to have an opportunity to talk to you. So I'm just going to start by asking you, to what extent was doing the Masters in Tourism Management with us in TU Dublin useful as a stepping stone for advancing your career?
I would say it was quite useful. So the current job that I'm in, I got after I finished the Masters, and out of curiosity, I asked my manager if seeing an MSc on my CV had any sway or influence on, making me the successful candidate. And she said it did. Now, she admitted that was a kind of a decision on her part, but she kind of got the sense that, and it's something I agree with, that nobody takes on a master's unless they're quite serious about it or serious about progressing their career in that particular industry. And I guess with that comes, maybe a bit of reassurance from an employer point of view that there's a level of maturity, ownership, accountability, hopefully a genuine interest to progress within the industry and within the role. So I think, just from being in the current job that I'm in now and having been there 7 years this year, it definitely had an impact. And it also, I think it just shows all those qualities that I mentioned, that there's kind of, often going to college in Ireland is, you go to primary school, secondary school, then college. Sometimes it can be maybe not a very well thought out plan, or sometimes it can just be an automatic step. But with a master's, and in my case, I had a 2-year break since completing the undergrad and then going back to do the MSc. So it really was my decision, and just, it's a big investment financially, time-wise, all those commitments. But I think they have a lot of weight when it comes to applying for jobs and advancing your career.
Okay, thank you. And tell me, were there any particular aspects of the programme that have proved particularly helpful in the workplace subsequently?
I mean, it's a lot of experience that I would have got in my undergraduate as well, but it's actually quite nice still being in touch with some fellow students from the MSc in the industry today, because they work in maybe operators that I would work with on a daily basis. So first of all, that relationship and connection is already there, which is lovely to kind of bring from an academic to a professional context. But also, I guess it just, for me, it was helping me with my communication skills, my interpersonal skills. Again, certainly from my perspective, going into the MSc was a different mindset. Yes, to maybe make friends and be social and make connections, but very much to make more kind of networking connections, or just kind of not make a name for myself, but, kind of make more of an impression, maybe about who I am, my work, what my skills are, what my strengths are. So things like, as I say, communication skills, presentation skills, all of those I use daily in my current role. How I deal with not only my colleagues in work, but also, suppliers that we work with, contexts outside of my job, how I carry myself, and a lot of that was, I would say, those skills were honed in the MSc as well. So it's definitely applicable.
Okay, good. And if there is somebody watching this, and trying to decide whether they're going to do a master's with us in the School of Tourism and Hospitality Management in TU Dublin, what would you say to them?
I would say, to read the course description, read what the modules are going to be, and I suppose have, it doesn't have to be crystal clear, but have some idea of career wise or job wise, what is it that you're hoping to achieve in the near future? Because I think those two things have to somewhat align. Also, maybe speak to former graduates of the program, see what, or maybe it's reaching out on LinkedIn to see where they're working now, kind of ask these questions, see how they found the MSc to be of benefit for their career, and maybe reach out to the likes of yourself, Teresa, Zini, any of the lecturers as part of the program as well, because I'm sure if there's any questions that anyone has, you'd be more than happy to clarify or clear that up. But it is a big undertaking. It's a big, like I said, financial commitment, time, energy. So it's just being really clear. I suppose what your end goal or your outcome is.
But for you, you're saying that it was worth that extra step, moving from an undergrad to a master's.
I think
to give
so.
You the cutting.
Yeah,
edge.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm probably repeating myself, but it was a different mindset that I came to the master's with, and definitely that I left with compared to my undergrad. Because when I finished the undergraduate, I wasn't entirely sure which direction I wanted to go in terms of work. And so I took 2 years of just kind of trying different jobs, exploring all options. But I ended up coming back to applying for and doing the master's program. And then when I left that, I was very clear on the type of jobs that I wanted, the area that I wanted to go into. I probably wasn't very clear in terms of progression, but then at least getting the job that I got and that I'm in currently, that's also helping to further kind of map out my future and where I'd like to go. But yeah, personally for me, I found it very beneficial.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I'm going to pass you over to Dr. Zini Mottier now, and she's going to talk to you about why you might choose to study with us here at the School of Tourism and Hospitality Management.
So what I want to talk to you about is why you should choose us and come to TU Dublin to do this Masters. And the first reason I would say is that we have a very innovative and dynamic lecturing team who take a very student-centred approach. So while we are all researchers and actively engage in research, we are very focused on you as students and helping you to achieve your goals. The environment in which you will be learning is an active and experiential learning experience. And what we mean by that is that you're actively engaging. You aren't just sitting there listening to lectures. So while we are presenting lots of theory and cutting edge literature, you will also be learning about the practice, about what's actually going on in the sectors that you're interested in. And you'll be actively engaging with the knowledge and the cases and examples that we'll be talking to you about. So it's a very particular type of learning approach. Connected to this is the fact that industry is absolutely central to the learning experience. You'll see this in terms of guest lectures, field trips, site visits, and industry projects. Industry feed into the content that we're talking to you about. We have case studies talking to you about their experiences. And so when you finish the program, you are absolutely connected to what is going on in the industry. And that can be very beneficial for you in terms of future career. Research is the other arm that's very important in the program. It informs all of your learning in your modules, but you also have the opportunity to engage in research yourself. You will pick a topic that you are interested in your sector, and you will engage in research to write a thesis on this topic. We'll of course provide you with lots of support for this, but this is a hugely important learning experience at the master's level, which will provide you with skills like project management, writing skills, networking and communication skills. It can also be very important in terms of you identifying and connecting with the industry or the business in which you might want to work with in the future. So, overall, we are very focused on helping you to develop the key skills that you individually need for your future career. And it is this that sets us and this Masters apart, and why we would encourage you to choose us.
Thanks, Eni and Bernadette, and also Sophie, for coming along to tell us about your experience. So, finally, I just want to tell you a little bit about who our programs are designed for. Our programs are designed with professionals who are already employed in the tourism, hospitality, or event sector in mind. So if you already have a career in these sectors, but you want to progress that career, our programs are perfectly positioned for you. However, they're also designed for people who want to move into this area, to develop a new career in the area. And so these are coming from complementary backgrounds. And as I said, they're conversion programs. So regardless of your degree, your area of your degree, you're eligible to apply once you meet the minimum requirements. So they're also designed to enable our students to become professionals in the national and international hospitality, tourism, and event industries. What we want to do is give you the skills, the know-how and the competencies that you need, but also the confidence to be able to move forward within these industries. We've designed our programs to make them broad enough to give you the learning required to operate successfully in a wide range of professional roles. So thank you very much for listening to me today. We'd love to have you join us here at the School of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Our applications are now open and you can apply online. You'll also get further information about the programs and the minimum entry requirements there. But if you'd like more information, or if you'd like to talk to me directly about the opportunities that undertaking these postgraduate programs might present to you, please contact me directly. Thank you very much.